Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Serrano. Today we're going to talk about the UMIDIGI A3X, which is actually a really nice affordable budget device. It comes in this color right here, which you can see. It comes in some other color options as well. I'll get to that in a second, but this thing is a octa-core processor. It does have a it's clocked in at 1.8 gigahertz. It has a 5.7 HD plus display, which is 1512 times 720. It has 294 pixels per inch. It also has a dual camera setup on the back of it, so it does have a 16 megapixel camera on the rear as well as a 5 megapixel as well, which is paired along with it for taking depth sensor shots, which is cool. This thing does have 3 gigabytes of internal storage, and it also does have 16 gigabytes of RAM or ROM. I'm sorry. So 16 of ROM and 3 of RAM, which is a weird combination because you're usually used to seeing the 16 paired along with 2, but it's actually 3 gigabytes of RAM, which is really good, which is going to make it power a lot quicker, basically fuel it. We're going to go over some 5 reasons why I like this device. You're also getting a 13 megapixel front facing camera with flash on the front as well. You can see that there is a notch on the front of it. This thing is running Android 10, Android Q, Android 10 right out of the box. You can see my fingerprint isn't working. Wait, oh, there we go, it's unlocked. You also get the Face ID, which unlocks. So that seems to work perfectly fine as well. You're getting fingerprint and the Face ID too. You're also getting, in addition to that, a really friendly interface with this thing. It's really easy to use. It's really stock Android, and literally there's some really cool features as well. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I like about this thing. And the first one is this dark mode. You're getting dark mode throughout the whole device, even in all the applications such as Instagram, Play Store, and all the Google apps. If I go into Instagram, it's in dark mode. Once you turn on dark mode through the system, you also can go to the Play Store and you'll notice that it's in dark mode as well, which is really crazy. The messaging app, everything like that, which is really cool. So I like that. The number one thing I like is dark mode. It's really cool for when you're reading in the nighttime or when you want to avoid eye fatigue and everything like that. So I would say that dark mode is really cool. It's something that I really like about this device, and that would be my number one reason why you should definitely take a look at this thing. The second thing is the price. It's around $100, so don't expect too much from the cameras, but you're going to be able to get some good images with this thing, honestly, just to say the least overall. So I wasn't complaining about that. Also, this thing has 16 gigabytes of RAM, but with all of my 16 gigabytes of ROM, but with all of my apps downloaded to this thing, I still had a lot of storage used. I also could combine my storage with my SD card as well, so you can see that I have about it says right here 7 gigabytes used out of the 16, and I've downloaded all my games, which I really normally use, all my apps, and it seems like I'm having a ton of storage left, plus an additional 64 with that extra SD card slot installed along with it. The reason for that is that the system only takes up 4.8 right out of the box, which is crazy because you're going to be able to use this phone normally because of the just the way they optimized the software. So it's not a lot of software that's taking up the memory, but overall I could say that that dark mode is sick. Also, I like how even though it has 16 gigabytes of ROM, you're still able to use the adaptable storage with this thing, which is really cool. Now, another thing I also want to touch on is build quality. This thing actually has a really nice build quality to it. When you look around on the device, you can just see that it has stainless, well, not stainless steel, it has aluminum, and it does have glass. So these are like really premium materials being used, which is crazy because although they cut the cost, they were able to give you a premium feel in the hand experience. So when you're using this thing out in the public, when you're actually yielding it and wielding it and using it in your hand, people are gonna look at you like you got an iPhone in your hand, because that's what this thing actually looks like from a distance. It also comes with this nice uh, case along with it, so that would be another reason why you can get it, because it comes with a nice case that's gonna last a long time. And the price is right, which is crazy. Now the cameras won't be the best ones in the world. You know, you shouldn't expect too much from them, but you're gonna be able to get some really good images and photography, like videos. Like I said, that the front facing camera is really good. The rear one, the stabilization isn't good on there, but overall you're going to be able to play really good graphic intensive games. I have PUBG on here, I have Call of Duty on here, along with all my shopping apps and stuff like that. But watching movies is nice on here. Also, the speakers on this thing are actually really good as well, so that's another thing. The speakers on here are really good. I would probably say that's like the 5th reason why you should check this out, because you're not going to be disappointed with the speakers on this thing. So let me just play a song on here. All right, so this thing does have a 19:9 aspect ratio, 294 pixels per inch. The latest operating software, 19:9 display, really nice build in the hand. Also does have a 3.5mm headphone jack with really nice sound quality as well. Pretty decent battery. You're getting a 3,300 milliamp hour battery as well, with a nice, really cool color, premium materials as well. A solid price that you're actually getting dual cameras for taking depth shots, portraits on the front and rear as well. So I definitely think that it's pretty cool that they offer portrait on the front and rear as well. But honestly, the 12nm processor is actually impressive to me. The fact that they got that thing to 12 nanometers is pretty crazy. You're gonna get pretty good performance, minimal lag. I was able to get chicken dinner on PUBG. We're gonna do a gaming test right after this, so make sure you stay locked in for that one. You don't want to miss the gaming test, as well as the camera review and the full review, and maybe some tips and tricks if there's some cool features in this thing. But I already know that I've seen some really cool features in this thing, so I'm definitely going to share those with you. Also, when you're using the Android 10, Spotify lets you know the time of where the song is located. I noticed that on my Android 9 devices it didn't display that, which was really cool. But I'm really liking this system-wide dark mode theme. When you click the power button, you can see that you get emergency, which is new, screenshot, restart and power, but you get that new emergency button right there, which is new, that you can have quick access to. There's just a lot of features on this really cheap budget device. This is my first device from UMIDIGI, so I'm pretty excited after the first 48 hours. As you can see, overall I could say that this is a really good value for what you're actually getting for the price that you're spending for this thing. So honestly, the 3 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal storage is probably a lot of the reason why a lot of people wouldn't get this device. But since you can get adaptable storage with this thing, I have all my apps on this phone, and right now you can see that the storage isn't an issue right now, because I still have a ton of storage left. And so, you know, that's not an issue whatsoever. So storage isn't an issue with this device whatsoever. So honestly, I could pretty much say that the cameras are the biggest thing that is a shortcoming for this device. But overall, we're gonna do a lot more videos about this thing, so make sure you guys stay locked in with me. But if you haven't already, hit the bell icon so you can get notified when more videos drop just like this one. And I'll see you guys on the next video, but make sure you hit that bell if you liked it. You guys are the real MVPs. I appreciate every last one of you. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, later crew, have a great night. Peace.